A very good morning to you all, my dear students. We were reading the chapter Democratic Rights, and in previous video we have discussed important terms and some examples relating to two countries. And in this video today we will discuss about the what are the rights and the six fundamental rights with their explanation. First of all, what is the definition of rights? Rights are those essential conditions of the life without which no man can lead a full, happy, and purposeful life. In other words, rights are reasonable claim of person recognized by the society, and rights come under with an obligation to respect other rights. Means we have to respect other person's rights also. Rights are necessary for the democracy, and life and dignity of citizen become meaningless without the fundamental rights. So this was the meaning of rights. Now let's discuss why do we need rights in a democracy. There are many reasons why we need rights in democracy. First is rights provide the condition which are essential for the development of inherent qualities in man and to secure his all round growth. Second point is in a democracy every citizen has to have the right to vote and right to be elected to the government. And for democratic elections to take place, it is necessary that citizens should have the right to express their views, form political parties, and take activities in political parties. Rights protect minorities from the oppressions of majorities, and rights are significant check on the arbitrary use of power by the government. So these are the reasons that why we need rights in a democracy. Now let's discuss why we call them fundamental rights. There are 6 rights contained in part 3 of Indian Constitution. These rights are included in the Constitution in part 3, and these are called fundamental rights due to some reasons, out of which first is these are enshrined in the Constitution and are duly incorporated in the fundamental law of the land. And second is these rights are enforceable in the courts of law. These rights cannot be abolished because these are given by the Constitution. No law or policy of the government can go contrary to these rights. But these rights are not absolute, and nor are they immune from constitutional amendment. We can change, Constitution can change the rights, their amendments can be made. First of all, let's discuss about the classification of fundamental rights. Article 12 to 35 of the Constitution deal with the fundamental rights, and these rights are grouped together under the following 6 categories. Let's discuss. First, right to equality. It comes under the Article 14 to 18. These are given here. And right to freedom under Article 19 to 22. Right against exploitation Article 23 to 24. right to freedom of religion, Article 25 to 28. Cultural and educational rights are Article 29 and 30, and right to constitutional remedies, Article 32. Let's discuss first fundamental right means right to equality. What is right to equality? By the name, equality means equal, treating equal. So it guarantees to all the person or citizens and others equality before law and equal protection of law. Means all rich and poor, all belonging to any religion or of caste or a place of birth, all have the equal right, equality before the law. This means that all persons are equal in the eye of law. Law gives equal protection to all. So this is the right to equality. Now, right to freedom. Right to freedom has 6 fundamental freedoms under Article 19. We will discuss the article right to freedom in detail. 6 fundamental freedoms. First is freedom of speech and expression. We also call the free right to freedom actually a cluster of several rights, out of which first is freedom of speech and expression. Democracy is a government by a citizen, and freedom of speech and expression works as a barometer of public opinion. And second one is freedom to live in any part of India. All the citizens are free to live in any part of India, but states can put restriction keeping in mind of the welfare of local people. In recent days, we can say that we all are aware of, because of the corona, there is limitation of freedom. Third is freedom to practice any profession or occupation. All citizens have the right to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business. Next is right to free movement. Every citizen of India has granted freedom to move throughout the Indian territory. Freedom to assemble peacefully. Indian citizens have been given the right to assemble without arms, and rights to form associations and unions. This right is also given by the Constitution to the people. So these were the freedoms given by the Constitution. But there are some limitation on freedom. Let's discuss about the limitation. Freedom of speech and expression is one of the essential features of democracy, and our ideas and personality develop only when we are able to freely communicate with others. But one may think in one way, and one has the right to think differently and express his or her views accordingly, and one may disagree with the policy also. And so we are free to criticize the government or the activities of the associations. But the freedom of speech and expression does not mean that one can abuse another person, indulge in spreading rumors, speak lies, spread immorality. This is the limitation of freedom of speech and expression. So we will discuss next limitations in our next video. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.